Okay, so get this. You are not going to believe this story. It's about this guy, Brian Koberger, who thought he was some kind of criminal mastermind, but he was just like the absolute worst. So it all starts back in November 2022 at the University of Idaho. There are these four college students, Kaylee, Madison, Xana, and her boyfriend Ethan, just living their lives in an off-campus house. Then one night, total horror show. This guy breaks in through a sliding glass door in the back and stabs all four of them to death. It's a complete bloodbath. One of the surviving roommates even saw the dude. She said he was dressed all in black with a mask and had these bushy eyebrows. After he does this horrific stuff, he just peels out in his white Hyundai Elantra at like top speed. For weeks, it's a total mystery. The whole town is terrified, and the cops have thousands of tips, but nothing solid. But then they get a huge break. Get this, the killer, this genius, left the freaking knife sheath right on the bed next to one of the victims. And surprise, it's got his DNA all over it. So the cops are on it. They start tracking the white Elantra and his cell phone pings. They follow this guy, Brian Koberger, all the way across the country to his parents' house in Pennsylvania, where he went for the holidays. The FBI is watching the house, and in the middle of the night, they dig through his family's trash and find a Q-tip with his dad's DNA on it. And boom! It's a familial match to the DNA on the sheath. They got their guy. And the craziest part? Koberger was getting his PhD in criminal justice. Like, my dude, you think he would have studied enough to know not to leave evidence behind? He literally wrote papers on how to process a crime scene. Total disaster. So, they haul him back to Idaho, and at first, he stands silent when the judge asks for his plea. So the judge is just like, okay, not guilty it is then. The prosecutors were ready to go for the death penalty. But then, right before it all goes down, Koberger takes a plea deal to avoid execution. He pleads guilty to everything, 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. Then comes the sentencing, and man, it was intense. The families of the victims finally got to face him. It went on for over 2 hours, and they did not hold back. They were just like, you are a coward. Kaylee's dad, Steve, looked right at him and was like, you picked the wrong family, and called him a complete joke. Her sister, Olivia, was so fierce. She told him he was delusional, pathetic, and a loser, and that if he hadn't attacked in the middle of the night, Kaylee would have kicked his effing ass. The whole courtroom clapped after she said that. He just sat there, stone-faced, no emotion. In the end, the judge threw the book at him. 4 life sentences, back-to-back, no parole, plus 10 years for the burglary. The judge basically said he's a faceless coward and is going to die in prison. These 2 commentators, Joseph Scott Morgan and Dave Mack, have this podcast called Body Bags, and they've been all over this case from the start. They broke down all the evidence that basically forced Koberger to take the plea. Joe Scott even got into the gritty details of the injuries and how messed up the whole thing was. It's just a story about pure evil getting caught because of his own stupid mistakes. He thought he was a big deal, but as Kaylee's mom says, he'll just be remembered as a loser, an absolute failure.